Well, my grandparents were the original owners of Villanova Italian Restaurant. It opened up during the Korean War, and so we had many troops come through, get engaged there. We've done so many engagement parties, and then our 25th wedding anniversary parties. We actually still get a call from time to time about saying, well, we got married there 40 some odd years ago, or 50. So it became pretty well known.
It was an iconic Columbus.
It was an iconic restaurant in Columbus for the amount of troops that had come through and then moved all over the world. So that's one of the first restaurants I've ever remember running around in there as a child. It's called the Beef House Restaurant, and it was on Victory Drive as well. I think it's a little bit of both. You tend to do what you feel like you're good at. I think it is in our blood. My brothers can cook, sister can cook. Every one of us in our family just seem to take to the kitchen very well. So I really do not feel like we are competing against each other. I really don't feel like I'm competing against anybody. One of the things my grandfather taught me, he said, if you're worried about the competition, you're not paying attention to what you need to pay attention to. So I worry about what I do, and pretty much only what I do, because that's the only thing I can control. We feel like it's a landmark restaurant. I mean, a lot of people, direct some of their traffic. Exit 25. We do feel like we have became somewhat of an iconic restaurant. And we also believe we're good at what we do out there. So, well, not my mama trained me. So,
but you don't have a culinary institute.
No.
Is that an advantage or a disadvantage of what you're doing?
I can actually see the benefits of both. You do learn a lot by going to culinary school. You learn some of the ins and outs of the management side with going to culinary school, and you learn a lot more terminology, and they give you a well-rounded education with that. I still believe what really counts in the kitchen is your passion for the food. Just good food done right is what I like to say. And we also do the nicer dishes. We do lamb, which I think Mark City Grill is one of the best places you could ever go get lamb at. We tried to make food good, but not necessarily bad. My business model is, we don't get a large enough restaurant where we can't. It's just like anything. If you have too many moving parts, it's more likely to tear up. So we try to keep them small, personable, and keep it where they're manageable for us, but not only for us, but for the customer. However, we want you to get the same feel that you get when you drive a Lamborghini. So I think all our restaurants evolve to a certain degree, and if you don't evolve with the times and evolve with your community, because things are going to change. I think you can become stagnant, and that's not good. It is. You can always refresh your ideas. That. If you really get tired of this, and you can always redecorate. If you get tired of this decor, you can change it. If you get tired of this menu, you can change it to something different. You can always evolve it, and a lot of times that keeps a little bit of life into it. So, a good majority of your menu has to be what pretty much everybody likes, and then you have some kind of creative license to kind of get outside the box a little bit, or put your twist on a particular dish, and to change things around. So you have more of a local feel down here, and that's important. And honestly, in the last 10 years, Columbus has probably gone from a chain restaurant town evolving into more of a local restaurant town. I think that local ownership of restaurants is where you're truly going to get a memorable meal and everything. You're going to get something. You're going to walk out there and tell somebody else about. I don't think anybody can. Most people can't walk into a chain restaurant, walk out there and say, "Oh, well, that was the best thing I've ever had in my life." My goal is to make people walk out of here and say, just say, like, here, man, can you believe that chicken tube? That was the best breakfast I've ever had. So, they took a big risk, and they held on. They held on down here when no one else was willing to come down here. I think they've done a great job of being an ambassador for uptown, downtown, whatever you want to call it. I think they've done a really good job of holding on to the uptown dream, which made it possible for a lot of others to come down and join in it with them. Yeah, I'm in it for the creating of the food, dealing with it, the customer service, making lifelong friends through the restaurant business, because it is a great way to meet people. It is a great way to make friends, and just it's just really nice to see somebody come in and enjoy what you're doing. I do believe so. I mean, it's we've kind of always been in that business, and we I think throughout the years back in the 50s and the 60s and stuff, my family has done a lot for the food industry in Columbus, Georgia. I mean, they've been as responsible as anybody for growing the food business in Columbus.